What's up, everybody? This is D from Brooklyn coming back to you with a long awaited update on the shrimp tank. So, come on, let's take a look and see what has developed.
From this moment on, you will now be known as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh ha ha!
Welcome, brother Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh ha ha!
Enough with the Sharkbait.
Sharkbait! Ooh, bop.
So, everybody, this is a proud project for me. I always love to start a new project, whether it be saltwater, freshwater, either way. This shrimp tank was something that I had been trying to do for a long time, and I just had no direction until I got some help from some wonderful members of the Aquarium Society. As you can see, my black beauty swimming by there just went by. But the tank has really come to life. I started it out a couple of months ago. We're all in intentions of just trying to breed some shrimp. But of course, you can see that it has taken on a life of its own, and it has really been growing and taking off. So I'm going to take you in for a closer look. Well, one of those guys is going down right quick. Is my black beauty, black neocaridina shrimp that is gone by many names, but I just call them little black midnight shrimp. Beautiful shrimp. I have not seen evidence of these guys breeding in there. There's about 6 to 8 shrimp, if not more, in there. They come out every now and then, but you can see these guys really blend in to the plant growth, and they've been really doing good. They've definitely grown in the recent months. And if you're wondering why you see fish in the shrimp tank, is because I love these guys. I picked up 6 of these Emba tetras, and they really bring life to the tank. And I actually had them breed in here. I didn't intend, but if you look really close, you'll see that little tiny guy up there, and that is a baby Emba tetra. He is so cute and adorable, and I just happened to stumble upon him. Hopefully I got this in focus. And I have no idea how they bred, but this guy is just cute and always gets all of my attention every time I look into the tank. But yeah, the Emba tetras really add life to the tank. I have 3 black shrimp in there. I have, I believe, 3 or 4 red cherries, which rarely come out. They really sit out when I drop food in there, but other than that, they really blend into the plant growth. I have 2, I forgot the name of them, but I have 2, another type of cherry shrimp, like a black banded, but you know, I just really get confused with all the names. But there's a nice group of dwarf catfish in there. I love these guys, and they have been helping me by just keeping the bottom movement, just keeping some movement in the bottom there. And I try to keep a minimum feeding time. I don't feed a lot because I don't want to build up a lot of nutrients. I've been having some problems with some blackbeard algae. As you can see in the corners there, I got some blackbeard algae, so I slowed down on the feeding. I'll give you a little shot of what I have been feeding. I've been feeding these wafers. I feed about once every 2 days. Let me move back a little bit here. Just some sinking wafers here. I have some Hikari wafers. I try to change it up every now and then. And I have also shrimp cuisine, which I feed them kind of every other day. This is also made by Hikari, the shrimp cuisine. I really found that the dwarf cories like the shrimp cuisine more than the shrimp do. What I have done, which has worked, is you'll notice I have some oak leaves in the bottom there. I sit them in water in my backyard until they get a little soft and sink, and I noticed that the shrimp have devoured it. I just cleaned the bottom, I believe 2 days ago, and if you believe that those leaves were chewed down to nothing, they were like rubble. So they definitely provide a staple to both the cories and the shrimp's diet. They feed on the leaves, and it cuts down on the need to feed so much. I don't rely on them eating flakes, but they do graze on the leaf matter, and that has been a integral part of keeping them healthy, and they've really gotten bigger compared to when I added them to the tank. They've really gotten bigger. One of the struggles that I have with this tank is not the shrimp or the fish, but the plants. I had to stop the CO2. You'll see over here I had my little CO2 canister. Shout out to my man. I picked that up from one of our fellow hobbyists in Brooklyn. It's a chemical CO2 kit, and it has grown the tank by leaps and bounds. I've never had a planted tank grow out so fast. When I tell you I'm taking plants out of here on a regular, and also it actually, I was wondering if that was one of the reasons I was getting the blackbeard algae, is because I had been maybe ODing it with the CO2. So I cut back on that, and I'll show you what I pulled out today. I get a lot of this gunk grows on there like a moss. Just grows on the surface of the leaves, especially the kabamba and the grasses. They get like a coating. So I try to make sure that I clean that every other day or when I notice it. And that has been doing a great job. But yeah, the tank's doing really good. It's a couple of months old now. If you're not familiar with the beginnings of this tank, that's because you're not a subscriber. So click that subscribe button, give me a like. And I do both saltwater and freshwater tanks of all types, because I'm always experimenting. I'm always learning from fellow hobbyists in the club, Brooklyn Aquarium Society. When we meet, there's always great people there to answer your questions. And you know, we have all kinds of auctions and donations, and fish come in. So yeah, that's what this tank has become, a successful experiment. And one of the other things is I didn't purposely do it, but I took some baby guppies, some guppy fry that I had in the tank next to it. I took 2 of them and I dropped them in there. I probably shouldn't have did that, because I don't want them getting big enough to feed on my shrimp fry when I do have shrimp fry. So I'll probably be capturing them and moving them to another tank. But if you look real close, you'll see that, oops, sorry. By recommendation of one of our members, Liz, shout out to Liz, what I call the shrimp expert of the club, because she has helped me so much. I use a feeding dish. So I use the feeding dish so that I can drop those little sinking wafers or sinking foods in one place, and the shrimp and the cories will eat it in one place. I've even had the fish go in there and feed off of it, but it keeps the substrate nice and clean. Now, sometimes I do drop pellets in the foreground. I drop it in the foreground where the leaves are, like around this area here, because I want them to come out into the open to give me a idea of who's in there and whether they're breeding, how big they are, and as you can see, they're actually grazing on the little surface growth on those leaves. It gets like a moam. I don't know the proper term. It'll come to me later. But like a moam on the surface of the leaves, and the fish and the shrimp really love that. They really feed off of that. You can see the sinking wafers over there. There's a couple of fish in there feeding in the dish, but they really love grazing and feeding off of the surface moam on top of those leaves. And it's a beautiful green. I've actually shut off the CO2 for the last, 3 weeks, I think, for the last month, because it's been growing so fast that I just don't think that I need it. One of the things that I did do to help it along is, this is a open top tank, a rimless tank. Well, I cut a piece of glass and I covered it, because I noticed I'm dosing CO2 and most of it was gassing out, so that's kind of a waste. And one of the reasons why I was getting so much algae, because I was just constantly dosing CO2, and what's the purpose of having it in an open top tank where it could just gas out? So I covered the tank. I'm gonna make a better cover. I'm gonna go to my glass guy locally and get him to cut me a nice piece. I cut that myself, and I suck at cutting glass, but I cut that myself, and just to cover it. So if you guys have been struggling with things like that, try covering the tank, because that definitely helped. Java ferns growing great here. I have some hygrophila in there. I have I have some Rotala in the back, which I just pulled out of the tub. The tub is getting winterized. I'm pulling everything out of the tub, and I dumped a little piece of that in there. I have some sage in the back. I know it's hard to see. I'm going to take this off the tripod. But you can see that black-beard algae loves the sage. So I cut that up a bit. I may pull that out or cut it down a little closer to the base and see if it'll grow back up, because everything else is just growing marvelously. I even got a banana plant, which I dropped in the back. I don't know if you can see it back there. The banana plant immediately shot up these runners, and they are beautiful on the top. I'm going to pull my little glass lid off so you can get a top-down shot. It looks kind of like a pond. If I had Kermit the Frog, he'd be living right there. But shot up these beautiful runners. It's just a testament to how healthy the tank is. And there's some I don't know what variety, but I was told it was Rotala. It's really, really fine. It was growing outside in the tub, so it grows a lot different outside than inside. And everything's just kind of taken off. I do have snails, as you can see. These guys float up, but they haven't been bothering anything, and I was hoping that they would consume some of this algae, and they are not bothering anybody. They're all over the place, but what are you gonna do? I'd like the tank to take on a life of its own. Let me zoom out because that's a little too close. And the tank's just doing good. This is a 6-gallon tank, a little over 6. No, actually, I'm wrong, because this is a 6. I believe this is a 9-gallon. It's a weird number, but this is a 6. So this was the 9. I picked these up from my local shop, and they always have these odd sized tanks, but I just like this one because if you remember the last one had broke, and I needed something to fit right in this space, and this just came out really nice. There's one of my black shrimp right there. These guys have really grown really big. I'm hoping that they breed if they haven't already, but they're doing really good in there. It's a shame the other ones won't come to the front, but they're always in this little corner. I always see them pop out of that little corner. Of course, they're not going to come out now because I'm filming. And really nice. I don't do any dosing to this tank. I don't dose any chemicals to this tank. I just let it live. I have a cheap LED. I don't even have, it's not a real name brand. I picked it up on Amazon. It's full spectrum. I have it on daylight with a dash of blue. It runs for about, comes on at 1 o'clock and cuts off at about 7. So 7 to 8 hours. I think it comes on at 12, but I know I run it no more than 8 hours. Look at all these snails just came up. These guys are fast. They're really fast, but they keep the glass relatively clean. And one reason I haven't pulled them all out, I kind of take some out. If it looks like there's too many, I pull them out so they don't get like hundreds and hundreds of them, but they consume any crap that I have on the bottom. They're really good at keeping the bottom clean. And look at my little dwarf cories down there, chilling. Of course, I don't have steady hands, but they're used to me now, so they don't run. And they're used to this spot because I only feed them in this spot. Either they're in the dish or they're in this spot. I don't feed them anywhere else in the tank because I don't want to have to gravel clean this tank. This is a fluval stratum planted substrate, and you can see everybody knows where the food is because they come to this one spot. You can see the snails already on the leaves and everything has just become nice and natural. So the tank's doing great. Just a breakdown to make sure I've covered everything. It's run by AquaClear 20. I have air on my rechargeable air pump. Intermediately adding air, that means it cuts on for about a minute, then it cuts off for like 2 minutes. Just I like it to circulate. I like to add oxygen to such a heavily planted tank to make sure that the fish and everything are healthy. There's a screen on the intake so that to make sure my babies don't go in. You're really hard to see it, but there's a filter screen on the intake there. And that's it for filtration. That and the plants filter the water 100%, and I'm just really, really stoked to see my little baby Ember Tetra in there. I only have 6 Ember Tetras. 4 dwarf cories and 2 guppies in there, and that's my fish load. And that is more than enough. There's another black shrimp just swimming his way on by. These guys are always up and the reds never come up. I don't know why. Really pretty. And that's it for the tank. Nice and simple. Like I said, I stopped the CO2. I have a regulator which cuts it on for about 4 hours, but I have not been using it for the past 3 weeks, I want to say. And the tank is doing just fine. I have a CO2 checker, which is right there. You can see it attached to the glass to make sure that I'm in the green. I'm not screwing up anything here. And I have my little pH monitor, which I just noticed just actually fell. I mean, my ammonia checker. I have an ammonia checker there, which is showing that everything is good. But of course that fell. And that's it. Oh, there's my little baby Ember. Look at this guy. Isn't he cute? He's so tiny. Of course, I have to get 6 of them in order to get breeder points. So, New York Gold, you're still safe. I bred 1. I don't even know how they bred 1. But maybe they'll pop up some more. But anyway, that is it for the update. I hope you enjoy these little things. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I learned a lot about shrimp. Got some good help, got a good book, did some research, and the tank's doing great. So until next time, look for more updates because I got a lot of tanks, baby. Got a lot of tanks. Got to tell you what's going on with Bikini Bottom because that has been giving me agita. It's been giving me agita. And one of the reasons is this guy right here, the sea urchin. But that's for another video. Until next time, thank you for watching. Click like and look for more updates, and check out the Brooklyn Aquarium Society on Facebook. Check out my site on Facebook, D from Brooklyn, saltwater and freshwater aquariums of the world. I share a lot of other club information on local clubs, Greater City, New Jersey, South Jersey, all the clubs in the area. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Till next time, this is D signing out. See ya.